it is, guys. I'm going to show you the Sephic Hall's normal 300 gold per hour stealth runs. This is how you do it. So you can either do this solo or duo, it doesn't matter. They both have their benefits and their negatives. With duo, you can get the shards off the first boss. On solo, you speed it up by skipping the first boss and going straight for the two on the final boss. You will hit the timeout in about 40 minutes if you do the skip on the first boss. If you do duo, you will get all the shards in 60 minutes and get the perfect reset timer. So yeah, we're doing this in phase 2 at the moment, tier 5, really easy with the ferals. So the first feral is the main tank. He needs to be somewhat geared for this. I'm saying tier 5, that 2 set and 4 set bonus really does help. You can do it without it. I did a combination of tier 4 and tier 5, it was fine. But it really does shine when you have the lacerate bonus. As you get more and more geared, it just becomes easier and easier. The only real struggle is actually this first boss, and that's why you need the duo to do it. So it does slow you down a bit as well, having to do him, but we'll show you how it's done. So first off, we're going to show you the skip, and then we'll come back for the first boss at the end. So with this on follow, we really just need to watch for this patrol. But yeah, we'll wait for that pat to come through. As soon as he does, we're going to just pop a sprint, run straight past this boss, and we're going to put him in the reset spot. So let's go ahead and do that now. Get ready to go bear, especially if he dazes you. It's when you want to go bear, so that way you can sort of feral charge past. That serpent, if you time it right, he's fine. Like, he will not aggro at all. So you can just run to the safe corner, which resets that boss, and then you start getting your lacerates on. Get these guys back out of here as quick as possible. We want to get them back into this hallway, just so we don't aggro that serpent that's going to come past soon. This part's really easy, as you can see. It looks like they're doing more damage than me, but my lacerates are yet to sort of stack up. Got a couple of cooldowns here, I can pop them early if I want to. Make sure we keep all the debuffs on, spread them across. We're going to sort of spread our damage evenly. We don't want them dying separate times. And preferably getting both mangle debuffs on both at the same time is helpful as well. It's got quite a bit of forgiveness in this one. I'm not using any consumables or anything like that. Just trying to keep this nice and simple. They will enrage, that's why I'm spreading the damage across evenly. If I didn't, then yeah, I'd really be struggling after one of them dies. So I prefer to take the double damage from both of them, rather than the enrage from one of them. You can use your stun there at the end if you need to. Nice and easy though. We're just going to go straight ahead here and keep skipping. Actually, we'll come back for this first boss now, so that way we can show you just consistency how this would look. So this is definitely a duo boss, this fella. We'll get ready, just get some mana up. It's really just those ad phases that hurts the most, so I'll show you why that is in a second. So the first fight, I can just cat tank it, that's not a problem. Alright, I'll get Malik Cat in here, just avoiding this stupid bird. So just make sure he's not facing him, because we don't want that those ads to mess us up. So we need some snap threat really quickly here. That way we can get these healing touches on our tank. This is the easiest way to do it, just spam those healing touches. If you accidentally mess it up, you're likely to die, because the burst damage, it stacks higher and higher and higher as you get more and more of these debuffs on higher levels, because they just stack and stack. But I got pretty lucky there, that was pretty easy. They weren't really doing much, I didn't even pop my demo raw. It has a bit of forgiveness. If you're losing threat, obviously charge, challenging raw, all of that stuff. Oh, it's pretty easy. This guy's not even feral. Sorry, this guy's feral and healing gear, so it's nothing special either. Just slapping out some, healing touches. The reason I like healing touch is you're not going to have that threat rolling over between the phases. So it just keeps it nice and simple for you there. And the other benefit of healing touch is I'm actually technically spec'ing it as being a feral, so it is quicker and it is quite a nice heal. And you don't have to continuously alt tab between them if you are doing like a duo bot, like dual boxings, not alt-tabbing, so... But you get the gist. It makes it just a lot easier to do that. If you've got your own healer, then he could just be DPSing, throughout the phases, or going cat and making this a lot easier. It's up to you. See, that was a bad time to pop a hot there, so I might just pop this to snap that threat back. So it's a little inconsistent when the ads come, I find. If you can use your trinkets, use them during this phase, obviously, that's the best value. Try to focus, kill one down, it does help. If you go Ohm at any time, obviously just pop an Innovate on your off healer, especially if it's not spec'd for it. But yeah, pretty easy. In the last phase you can sort of just burst him down, so it doesn't matter too much. You'll still need the healing through it, but you won't need to focus the ads more. You just need enough for the threat's sake. But yeah, like I said, Healing Touch is good just because you don't need to worry about the that threat between phases, as you saw. Just makes it tidier and easier. And it just gives you more time if you're doing this by yourself to sort of swap between them. As you can see, this dude does take a bit of time to clear. So this is why it's so... If you're doing this with a mate, it can be quicker because the mate is DPSing. Whereas at the moment, I'm just healing off the other one. So, like I said, we're just going to burst this fella down, and that should be fine. I'm not worried if I lose the ads at this point, because, yeah, dead. So you go, that's our first shard, we'll DE that one. This guy is now retired, we do not need him for the rest of the instance, so this guy can really chill out, like he's hardly doing anything. He's basically following to the first boss, then AFKing, so he's got a really chill time. If you've got Spirit Shard debuff, it's going to make this instance easy as well. 5% more damage makes pretty significant, especially if you're in that gear threshold already, so maybe wait for that if you need it. If you've got Spirit Shards, that could be valuable, especially if you're carrying people through here, because they may want to loot that, so you can sort of sell that as a service as well, especially if they're after their PvP ring. And yeah, that's just generally helpful. So this guy's done now. He can basically leave the instance. Since I'm not sort of recording anymore after this, I'm just going to half him out. That's fine. And we'll continue on with the solo from here. If you're still doing this with a mate, just have him leave the instance, and then he can come back in for the next reset. So anyway, he's done. Let's continue on. So I've showed you the skip, I've showed you the first boss, and now we're going to show you the final boss. So all of this is really easy. You can do this with ferals, with rogues, with anything that has stealth, obviously, to sort of skip through to these parts, because there's no stealth detection except for the first boss. So get creative with that, with who you want to bring along. Obviously, you're going to need a solid tank to sort of handle most of these mobs. But yeah, just like the more people you bring, the easier it obviously gets. But then you're sharing that loot with more people. So just have a think about that, who you want to bring. From here, we might speed it across ×2, just so that we can get through this a bit quicker for you guys. Alright, we're back at it. So this is the final boss. This guy's actually a bit of fun. You can do this with really crap gear. The 2-set bonus obviously helps, so does the 4, but yeah, this guy is my favorite. It's actually funny because you bring a mate, it actually doesn't really make it that much easier. But yeah, you'll see. So anyway, I was just going to suggest that you can get the trinket here for the arcane resistance. It does make it a bit easier, just because he does this dirty little arcane bursty thing that he spits out. That's the only annoying thing about this guy. Otherwise, he's really easy. We're just going to tank him over here in this corner, get those lacerates up nice and quick, get our debuffs on him, and basically wait for the shift of changing between, I think, 75%, 50%, and 25%. Once you get to those points, we've just got to basically make sure we have our lacerate debuffs on him and everything else up and running. You'll be very RNG to how much health you have here, so just use your cooldowns and your appropriately. So got the lacerate there just before shifting, and there we go. So you're really out of line of sight at this point, so that healing touch is probably a waste of mana. Quickly go back into that lacerate, and then get your debuffs back on. That's all we really need to do. So we're really lucky there. We had a lot of health. Probably wasted the mana as you saw in that healing touch. We could have just kept rolling with it. So yeah, as I said, just use your cooldowns as you need them. This boss is super simple. Just get as much damage out as quick as you can so we can get, the reset and get back in here faster. So it's about to change here, so I'm just going to spam some lacerates on him. That should be fine. If you need to buy time, you can kite him around during that phase, but just be careful because you will lose your lacerate for the exchange. You're getting a bit more health. So if that's what you need, then absolutely go ahead and do it. I do apologize, I am clicking a lot here. This is not my primary account, this is my brother's. The keyboard's completely separate for his keyboard. So yeah, I'm just sort of making do with that. And the other character that you might have saw earlier, that is mine. So that's why it looks very different. But yeah, I haven't really had to use any of my cooldowns, but they're sort of more as oh shit buttons. As you get more confident with this, you can just use them earlier, especially this one here to get bonus 150 agi. That makes a huge difference to just how quick he drops. But yeah, just play it safe until you get it comfortable. You will go close to ooming at the end, depending on how much healing you've had to give yourself. Obviously, Innovate is what you'd use there to sort of counter that. Just make sure that you're aware of it. You need the global cooldown for Innovate, I believe, so that will mean just kiting him around the pillar a little bit longer. But he's going down like a sack of potatoes, so this is nice and easy. I'll just drop what I have in terms of cooldowns and we'll finish him here. I'm confident, so I'm just going to drag him towards the exit, so that way we can kill him and move on. So this whole video has taken about 14 minutes for the kill phase. As you can see, those debuffs are now down to 16 minutes remaining. That include me doing the skip. So that skip that I did and then end up killing that first boss anyway. So I wasted probably a good 3 minutes doing that because I wouldn't have had to kill those Raven guards, right? So you probably should be adding another 3 minutes left this time. I'm popping us to an 11-minute run with about a minute to escape. So that would make a 12-minute run if you wanted all 3 shards. So if you want all 3 shards and a chance of that primal, you're looking at 12-minute runs. You do 5 and a reset, so 5 times 12, it gets you your 60-minute reset. So you're pretty much going to be doing this on lockout, and that's perfect. That's what you want. 12 minutes in here is the ideal amount of time because it gives you everything, all the loot and everything that you want. It does require that duo though, so having that second character to heal you is really important. You can't do this with Feral and a rogue. It needs to be 2 druids because you need to have 1 tanking and you need to have 1 healing. You can definitely bring a third one in to speed it up if that's what you're after. But yeah, without the heals and the tank, it just falls down that first boss. I haven't tried doing rogue healer on the last boss, but it absolutely could be doable. He doesn't do that much damage if you've got enough, evasion and healing to get through it. So have fun with all that, guys. That's the video for here. These are selling for 20 gold a pop at the moment, so you do the math. We just did 3 shards there in 12 minutes. You times that by 5, 3 times 5 is 15. They are selling for at least 20 gold on this server. So 20 times 15 is 300 gold an hour, easy. You get primal nethers in there as well. You're pushing that over 300 gold an hour when they're sellable in the next phase. And there's obviously chances of, epics and all that, no doubt, like patterns and things like that if you need it. So yeah, this is a great farm. It's fun. It's different. It's not the same Strathhome runs with the pally. It's getting druids in there with what they do, stealth. It's just so good. I've certainly got plenty of shards on here. I've got 30 here. I've got hundreds more in the bank. Do not plan on flooding the market with this. I'm just having fun enchanting mates gear for free and all of that sort of stuff. If I need a bit of gold, yeah, I can drop 10 on the AH real quick and make 200 gold. So that's not a problem at all. So yeah, anyway, have fun doing this. If you've got any questions on gear, talents, strats, pathing, any of that reset points, just reach out in the comments, and yeah, I'll get back to you. I hope that was as fun for watching for you guys as it was recording it and me actually doing it. So anyway, enjoy it all, guys, and we'll catch you for the next video.